All right, cool, perfect. Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Rob Skate TV, and we back in the garage again with the MX 650. I'm just winging this video today because I have some people. One, I had the phone straight up, and I don't really like the way that comes out. You know, when you're watching videos for regular video versus shorts, and that's on me, bro. Like, I've been doing so much work. Like, I'm trying to work on this Moto Tech right now for my brother. I'm trying to do a cheaper build on a Moto Tech, going from rags to riches. Basically, how you would do on a razor. So this video is just more me yapping and talking about stuff uh, when it comes to your razor build and your 650, especially now that I got some new stuff on it as I kind of clean up some of these things that I got going on here. And hopefully I can explain all of my mistakes so you don't have to have any mistakes for yourself. And I'm going to go over the new sprocket I got from Electron&Co, my Ultralite 86 tooth for my 14 rear. So I had somebody in my comments asking me about tire sizes and how big they want to go and do something different. So I want to break that down a little bit as I unplug my razor over here. And I literally got the plastics on, and the factory plug works great to be able to charge my battery because I had that modified to be able to work. And Electron&Co sells that too, where you can still use your factory plastics and charge your 72 volt battery just as you need. So go ahead and unplug this for now. It's definitely not charged all the way. I went out for a ride the other day, had a good time. It's a little windy today in a beautiful Colorado setting. That's where I'm at, big Colorado. All right, take my gloves off, helmet, everything else, and then roll this back so we can go ahead and talk about some more things. And I'll roll my camera out today so you can see what it looks like as my ankle is starting to feel better. As you can see, I'm walking, I'm doing a little bit more, and it's getting there. So we'll go ahead and grab the camera so I can go ahead and show you this 86 tooth ultralight as we go over some things here. So grab this real quick so we can go over it. Got the tripod. This right here is my brand new 86 tooth ultralight sprocket from Electro&Co. As you can see, pretty dope. I've noticed a difference when people talk about, as I'm working on this Moto Tech over here. Where's the other stock sprocket? So this stock sprocket that I'm working on for my brother's bike, this is the stock sprocket that comes with it. It's a little bit heavier, has a lot less teeth. And what I noticed from that, from riding around, was in mode 1 with my 72 volt battery, I got 35 miles an hour top speed in mode 1. Mode 2 went up to 45, and then mode 3 might be able to go up to 50 if I go for a long enough stretch. But I haven't done that on this, to be honest, since my ankle is still, braced up. I'm still trying to be safe. I don't want to smoke myself out here while I'm in recovery. So wouldn't be great. But no, with the new sprocket, I'm getting 40 miles an hour in mode 1 alone. So that is a big difference. It gets there a lot slower, but it does get there. And I do love that. Just showing a little bit of highlight or else from my bike here. And then obviously people want to, see me ride it. And I'll do that when I set the camera out like in front so I can just cruise around so you can see what it looks like. But yes, if you do want to be able to do different things with your razor, I would suggest the rear is always going to be the most important part. And you always, from Electron&Co, in my perspective, you got the RTR. Okay, the RTR to me is super expensive. I think it's like $3,000 or something like that. Not everybody has $3,000, including myself. At times, because I'm on the work injury right now, so I'm not making bread like if I was at the job. So since I'm also broke, you can't afford an RTR. What about an RTR Lite? A little bit cheaper. What is it? 2,100, a little bit off. Even if it was in the 1,700, even if you got it secondhand on Facebook Marketplace, maybe not a lot of people got $1,700. Maybe that's why they're not on a Suron. So you don't even got that money either. So we're gonna go from the cheapest RTR that you could go with, pretty much the RTR broke. That would be your razor. So same thing. I feel like Electro&Co made progress to basically take your razor to the cheapest, most porous version of an RTR, which would be your 650 and your 500 series. What do I mean by that? Well, if you upgrade it further enough, you're going to get RTR-isk kind of feels and capabilities. Now, don't get me wrong, this razor can do a lot, but in comparison to the RTR, on refined quality. Like if you're looking to hit jumps, you're looking to be able to replace parts, you're going to loop out, you're going to lay it down and all types of other stuff like that. The RTR is on match with quality. I would definitely give that to electron&co, especially even with the light. All you have to do is just replace the battery, a couple things, and you're good to go. And they're also dropping more and more accessories to make it even better. But for the people that don't have $3,000, $2,000, 1,500, some people, you know what I'm saying? Like the Razor is the Honda Civic of e-bikes, in my opinion, because we got parts out the yang. You have razors that can look like trash, and you got razors that can look like class. You know what I'm saying? You got razors that, and there's no in between. Like when you see a Suron, you know Suron's of quality. You know, even people can clap out their Suron and it would still look better in its best day than a clapped out razor. Like clapped out razors are the bottom of the bottom, just like Honda Civics. You can see a clean Honda Civic, you can see a clapped Honda Civic. At the end of the day, it's still a Honda Civic, but you have to see what type of Honda Civic razor can you do on the daily, especially if you're an adult of above 5 feet. Once you get to that margin, that's when it starts feeling like a kid's toy when you're doing 10s, 12s, even if you're doing 12 supermotos. Like you're still so far to the ground, it still feels like a children's toy. And that's why people want to upgrade to a Suron, or they want to move on, you know, to an RTR, something of a little bit better quality, or they just want to go in a completely different, they want to go with a Sig Ultima, I think. They just want to go with bigger bikes. Bigger bikes is what I'm basically trying to say. But if you can't do all of that and you want to get into this type of sport like myself, that's why I'm doing my razor build with 14 supermotos and drop pegs. Now I feel like an adult on like 100cc bike, you know, 125cc bike. This is what it feels like to me. It feels big enough to where I feel like I'm okay with that. And, you know, I love that, which is like great, as opposed to like other people on their bikes, it's just too low to the ground with their 10s and everything else too. So yeah, let me go ahead and take this out here so we can go ahead and see what it looks like with me riding it. Just give me a second to get it out here. We ain't doing no editing either, bro. This is just straight yapping, filming, and uploading, bro. I know a lot of people edit and do all this other stuff like that. We ain't doing none of that. We're being real cheap and lazy. All right, I got my bike. Get it out here so you guys can see it. Where we at right now? We got 8 minutes of yapping, so we can see it on the light there. So that's what it's looking like right now. For me, I feel like the next things that I want to do, I might try different plastics with different graphics, and then work on redoing the not necessarily the paint, but there's like stickers that I could do supermoto style for the rims. I tried painting it, didn't come out as well as I thought it was going to, so we got to start that from scratch again. So that's kind of on me, but you know, it's all good. So let's go and walk this down over here. Sorry, the sun is like facing towards the camera, which kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. Ugh. Put the tripod right here so I can bring the bike down and grab my keys. And then everything feels pretty good. I don't know, like the brakes, like I might re-bleed the front brakes to see if I can get a little bit better stopping power. Because these Amazon front brakes, these pit bike brakes are pretty good, but I feel like they could be better. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm at 77 volts right now. Pop that in from the charge. So it's pretty charged, but it's not crazy charged. Take it down in the camera. All right. All right. I think I might have to check my tire pressure. I think we're good on tire pressure too. But this is what it looks like as you're riding it. Pretty good. Like I said, my feet love it. The drop pegs are probably the best part about this. My knees are not as high. Regular stock height on a razor are absolutely atrocious if you're above 5 feet. Like if you're a kid, obviously it's great for what it's made for. If you're adult, not so much. That's why I recommend, I got CRF 50 plastics with a CRF 50 seat that's extra large. and it feels like right at home. But I might redo the plastics, like I said again, to get something a little bit more cool. So this is what it looks like with the bike and how it cruises around. And there you have it, because people wanted to see me actually on the bike versus just how the bike looks. So hopefully that looked decent on cam. I can't tell because it's on a tripod. So, you know, if I could go out on my phone, because I don't have a phone little thing like other people have. I just ride, and if anything, I use my watch. Let me grab my phone off this tripod. Let me see. So we can go on a cruise. I don't know if I could do it like this. Let me see. Can I just hold it like this? We're just gonna hold it like this. Let's go around the block. We're out. So top speed, as is like I said, around 50 maybe, but hold it a little bit lower so you can see at least. Yeah, bad. If I had a little phone case, it would be better. A little phone holder, dude. Just holding it as you're riding. Turn back around. Oh, boy. Ride smooth is good. I think the only other thing that I want to change out as well is my rear shock. I think I'm going to go with the D&M rear shock through Electro&Co. so it could be better. I think that's the next thing that I'm going to do. So because the shock that I got on Amazon, it feels a little bit loose going over bumps. Everything else feels pretty tight except for that. I'm not a fan about how that feels and how loose it is. So I thought it would fit. It does fit. It doesn't fit perfectly. It's a little loose, and I'm not crazy about that. I don't think that really affects the performance too much unless you're doing jumps and stuff. But until I get to that point, you know, I don't feel comfortable with like a loose shock, so that's not going to work. But that's basically showing off the ultralight sprocket with my MX 650. Oh, geez. Let me show the front view. That's what it looks like from the front there with the headlight and everything else. So love it. Definitely dope. Fun. Obviously not the best video quality with me holding it and everything else without the phone holder, but I'm going to get my GoPro together on my helmet and everything else so we can do a lot better rides, which will be of quality, but I got to wait to order that stuff, you know. So this is being on a budget and doing the best I can, you know. So I think if you're looking at razor builds, you're already on a budget yourself. So I hope that you can enjoy another budget build from a different perspective. And, you know, if you find it clean, I hope you do. Drop any comments. I try to answer all questions in the comments that I can when I do get a chance. Like, I really try to. So if you're in those comments, I got you. Links are always going to be provided in the other video. I'm not relinking everything again because F that. Just drop some comments. I got you. And that's it. Robskate TV, I'm out. MX650.